Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good Sunday morning to you. Well, I've been busy this weekend. Haven't had a chance to watch very many videos. We got a lot going on this weekend. First of all, let me give you an update on the ham auction. I did not record it. I did really well at the ham auction. I don't have the exact dollar amount, but I made out really good. I sold the HP 180A scope. A couple of guys were bidding on it, and it was a very good thing that I posted the photographs and scotch taped them to the top of the scope, showing the displays that it's working. There's nothing like showing somebody that something does work. Like I say, if you remember the videos I made last fall, I believe it was, I got those 2 HPs oscilloscope, rack-mounted scopes for $5. I got a lot more money than that for just one, and the other one went to the club donation. That was still there when I left at 2:15 p.m. I got there at 8 o'clock in the morning and stayed because I had some stuff I was interested in bidding on. Normally when I go to these things, I end up bringing home more than what I get rid of. Well, this time I got rid of a lot more and brought back only one item. And I'll show you that on the bench over here. A very small item. A Heath kit, IT-18, and IT-18, IT-18, transistor checker. Now, I have a Cricket, a TF-26. I have a Cricket TF-26 sitting over here that I bought on eBay. I made a video of that last year. But I only paid $7.50 for it. It's in mint condition. And all I had to do was solder on one of the little clips on the lead. On here, and the little red clip was inside the case. It takes 1D cell, there's no battery corrosion, it's really in mint condition. I don't know if you can see that. Usually you can't. I also, that's the only thing I bought at the ham auction. And then I printed out the manual online, how to use it. It's a construction manual and an instruction manual. Okay, so that is all I bought at the ham auction. Okay, that was yesterday. And I got rid of the Sony receiver that I had in here. Worked very well, but it just, I had to take it off the shelf because I have other equipment here, and when I made those drawers for the vacuum tubes, I had to take it off. So that was even before I bought the Rex oscilloscopes. So I got rid of that and 2 other items, and I did everything sold except for the donated second HP rack scope. That was over there. I didn't wait around to see if that went or not, but that was a club donation. They had a lot of things that I didn't bid on because I didn't need it. They had a Sprague Tello mic. I couldn't, with my eyesight, I couldn't see what model it was, but it was nowhere near as good cosmetic case condition as this one that I have here, and of course this one I painted. Didn't need it, so I didn't bid on it. That went for $40, so there's a few guys that were bidding on that. Another thing was an ICO 665 tube tester, small one, kind of rusty, missing the screws. So in other words, the guy had out of the case and everything. It's a lever one like the Knight 600. I didn't even bother bidding on that. That went for, I think, around 40 bucks also. But I didn't attempt to bid on it because I didn't need it. I've got the B&K 606 and the Knight 600A, and of course the Radio City Music, Radio City Products tube tester. So I didn't need that one, and that was a tester that tested the old tubes. So I figured let somebody else bid on that. So anyways, there was a monitor, a television monitor. It was too big for the shop, so I didn't bother even bidding on that. It had the composite video input, HDMI, which would do me no good because I'm trying to use an analog camera. But it had the analog input. It was a TV. It was probably about a 15-inch or so, but it was very, very heavy. And it stood about this high on the bench with the base. And even with the base off, it wouldn't fit up under here. So it was way too big. It went for $35. Then there was a computer monitor with a VGA input only that went for $750. I didn't bid on that because those converters didn't work for me, the one I sent to Doug. So I wasn't about to deal with that anymore. So that's where we're at right now. Today, we got an active day today. First of all, later this afternoon, we got to go to Awaken, Rhode Island. That's about 55, 60 mile trip. My wife's aunt passed on. She's been sick for a very, very long time. And neither one of us are looking forward to going there. But we got to do it. So means I got to get a clean, well, a decent looking pair of clothes, a set of clothing. I can't go up looking like this. This is my work shirt. Can't be doing that. I did get a haircut, in case any of you want to know. Got that Friday, because I knew this was happening, because she's been in the hospital for a couple weeks, I guess. Oh, and that's 4 to 8 tonight. So this morning, at 7:30 this morning, 7:45, my son and I went to Big Belly Kelly and had a nice big breakfast. And we headed up to the Jewett City Flea Market. And it was a beautiful day. Beautiful. And needless to say, I don't need a coat. But this morning I had a light jacket on. And it was probably about 50 degrees when we got out there. So right now it's probably about 55 or 60. It's supposed to be about close to 70 today, if you can believe the guesses. I don't get the weather on the on the weekends. I don't have the weather. The weather is on at 9 a.m. and I'm out gallivanting on Saturday and Sunday morning. So I missed the weather guesses, but no problem. They're just guessing anyway. So anyways, went to Jewett City. We looked around in the building. We haven't been there in a couple weeks. The last time I was there when I picked up this Tektronix rack mount storage oscilloscope. This week, today, I only bought 2 items. I bought this for $7.50. This is a spitting image, and I'm going to show you this, of the Vice Grip brand wire stripper. Ever since Ron C. in Florida showed me his, I've been looking online, and they're very expensive. They're like at least 25 bucks. The cheapest you can get them is like $25. So I wasn't about to spend $25 for a pair of wire strippers, not at this time. Paid $7.50 for these. It doesn't say vice grip on it. It doesn't even say made in China. It looks brand new. I tried them out on the up here, some wire that the guy had up there. So I says, you know, I looked at it, and I looked at this, and I had to look twice to say $7. The tag is still on it. I'll show you all this close up here. So I thought I did very good on that. Another item I bought, thanks to the recommendation giving me the idea of using a smartphone, John S. Don't ask me the name, Stavina or Spina, I can't remember his name. But he's the gentleman that comments with 100,000 words. Comment postings. And give me all kinds of links and everything. And he made a suggestion, which is good. Get yourself a smartphone, I think a Galaxy S4, S10, S4, S5, I don't know one from the other. Well, I wrote back on one of his comments saying those things are well over $100 on eBay. I'm not about to invest that kind of money, which I don't have anyways. So I picked up an LG. Don't ask me the model. I don't see any model on it. An LG smartphone, I guess, good size, with the charger, $5 at the outdoor vendors where I bought these, not the same vendor, but outside, not in the building. That's where the deals are, outside. $5, and the battery was almost dead. He couldn't try it out, and the sun was shining bright, and I couldn't even see the display. So I popped open my... I have a hard time getting my phone out of my pocket. And I opened it up in the sunshine, and I can see my display here, but I couldn't see this display at all on the LG. And I said, well, this has got to be something wrong with this. He says, well, it needs a charge, and it'll get brighter after it charges. Well, I find that hard to believe. So, he says, I'll charge it up for you. So, he plugs it into the, it takes a standard, it's an Android. It says Android on it, because you look in a shaded area, you can see it's Android, but it kept going out because it needed to be charged. So he says, I'll charge it for you. You look around out here, come back in an hour. Okay. I come back in an hour, and his wife shut it off on him. She didn't know. I says, oh, great, I says. She shut it off when he was charging it because he didn't tell her that he was charging it for a potential customer. He was charging it in his pickup truck. It came with the cord, but he has the same cord for his phone. It fits right in. So, I had to buy a cat in the bag because, you know, that I wasn't going to wait another hour for him to charge it again. So he plugs it in, and again, in his truck, and we had to go in and we had to look like this. It's still very dark. And we're not in the sun, we're in the shade. So I thought to myself, well, he said you can turn it up brighter, but, you know, I've got an Android tablet, and it's brighter than that, but, so anyways, the cord he gave me with it, it's a white cord. I said, well, that's made for an Apple product. He said, no, not necessarily. A customer was looking at something, and he chimed in and said, no, just because it's white doesn't mean that cord fits only Apple products, and it doesn't say Apple on it. So he says, well, this is the cord for it. He plugs it in, and it comes with a little white adapter that plugs into the wall, a typical 5-volt. So you can unplug that, and you've got your USB thing. So I've got one of these charging plugs that go in the cigarette lighter, and it comes out 5 volts in the car. So I bought the thing for $5 and I plugged it in. And in the car, it's bright enough to see. So here, you don't have the sun coming on the screen. So it should show. And I hear my videos are too damn long as always. Talk too damn much. I can aim down and use it as a magnifier. So it'll save me from doing this kind of a thing. I should be able to take the phone, provided it'll focus down that far. Now, I've seen the cheaper LG track phones, and the quality on those cameras is horrible and very bad in low light. So I'm hoping this one will be okay, and I can't show it to you. It's in the house, plugged into the wall house charger now, because it didn't get enough time to charge in the car coming home from Jewett City. So it's in the house, but I'll show you that on another video. So I'm hoping that will work. I have no intention of activating it as a phone. We got our flip phones. We're paying $50-some, I think, for the both of our phones now, $50 and change, $55 I think with taxes, unlimited calls, no texting. I think text is included, but neither one of us use that, so we have that feature turned off. So that's all I'm interested in, is to use it as a magnifier, and if it works out, I'll be able to read books using it. You know, I'm going to try it. But if this don't work out, I'm not spending $100-some on a Samsung Galaxy S4 or S5. It's inflated prices for something used. No way, I don't have it. You know, so I don't know what model this LG is. Maybe once it's charged, I'll make a video on it. Probably tomorrow or the next day. I got the week coming up tonight. By the time we get home, it'll be about 11 o'clock at night, because it's about an hour and a half drive from here to Rhode Island, near Providence. So, so that's it. So let me get you a close-up of these two items I got here. All right. No manufacturer that I can see. Shows yellow, but this is orange. This is orange, but it's showing yellow in the viewfinder. Why, I don't know. So I think what I should do is demonstrate it. But before I do that, let's put this over here and show you the Ico. No, Heathkit. I never owned a Heathkit piece of equipment. Never built Heathkits. Always built Icos. It's in nice shape, no scratches. Real nice condition. It's an IT18, IT18. It's very hard. This thing likes to fall down on the meter face. $7.50. And I got the case for it. The battery compartment's good. It takes a D-cell. And a calibrating resistor right there, you see. Right down here. And I printed out the user's manual. I did that last night. This is the case for it. I'm getting like John from Arkansas. John, if you're watching this, do you own a tripod? If not, I'm going to send you one. There's a guy that don't use tripods. Or maybe you don't own one. Here's your... information here. Looks like some handwritten stuff in red here, but I really can't read that. So the leads, one of these came off. One of these clips came off. They're a little awkward because you got the rubber in here, and they stick down. I probably have to nip that off a little bit so I can get at the clips. I would much rather have those spring-loaded things, but I got some from eBay and they just fall apart. And probably put those on, but they don't work too good soldering them on. Because of the movement of those clip-ons, they always break off inside. As I said, I got the Cricket, and this is like in mint condition here. This was with the original box. I showed a video on that before. So that's an in-circuit tester. Alright. I'm not on macro. That's the only thing I don't like about the Kodak Play Touch is there's a very limited range at which the macro works really well, and there's also a bad point at which the normal, where I'm set now, is out of focus. So sometimes it's out of focus no matter what position I put the switch in. But I will not use my Sony Bloggy. It's a nice camera, but there's nothing more irritating than watching a video go in and out like this. There's nothing more irritating to me anyways. Maybe that's just me. Anyways, I'm going to try to show you how this works, and I don't know anything about this adjustment here because this is not the Vice Grip brand, but I imagine it works the same. There is also, well, the Vice Grip brand has a thing you move to get the length of how much you want to strip, but that's no big deal. Let's see if this will work. It didn't do it. It stripped there for down there in the at the flea market. There it is. There it is, right there. For $7, there's no markings on it, not even made in China. Unless it's under this label. Nope. Okay. That's all she wrote. I'll show you that LG smartphone for $5 on another video. Probably tomorrow. I would imagine it'll probably be tomorrow. Or the next day. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.